I can't do this anymore. Genuinely, enough's enough. Get this manager out of this football club. You're 2-1 up against Wolves, who are third from bottom in the league, who outplayed us the second half. Zero shots on target in the second half against Wolves. At what point now, genuinely, all jokes aside now, enough of the banter, at what point do we turn round and say, this manager is a fraud and he's simply not good enough? Nottingham Forest, who don't even have as good squad as us, are absolutely flying. Why? Because their manager understands tactics, looks at his group of players, and has got a system in place that works. I don't even know what system we play. I looked at our formation in possession today. We had 2 defenders and 7. 7? It was 2-2-7. That's not even 11, but who cares? You get my point. I am fuming. It's a joke. It's an absolute fucking joke. My stream is cutting out. I didn't even get to watch some of the game, and I'm glad I didn't. But 0 shots on target and outplayed in the second half against Wolves. We've got Newcastle United, we've got Liverpool, and we've got Arsenal in our next 5 games in all comps. This manager has not got a clue. But it's just who we are, mate. Henry, you're negative. Henry, you're not a proper Spurs fan. Henry supports Chelsea. Henry supports Liverpool. Henry supports Arsenal. No, I can just take bias out of my takes. And I'm not biased on Spurs. Right now, we absolutely stink. And it's unacceptable, mate. I have had enough. 50, 60 pounds a ticket to go and see Wolves. Are you having a laugh? Tottenham versus Wolves is 50, 60 quid a ticket to go and watch that absolute dross. We can't even beat Wolves. The only Premier League side we've beaten in the last 7 games was bottom of the league Southampton. I'm sorry. This has got to end. Get this manager out and get a manager who actually understands tactics. This is the hardest league in the world, and we are getting outplayed week in, week out. Make sure you go down and drop a like if you haven't already. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. 89% of everyone who watches this content is not subscribed. So what are you waiting for? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I can't do this. 2-2 against Wolves. That is unacceptable. The tactical changes from this manager takes off Brennan Johnson for James Maddison when Brennan Johnson was probably one of our better outfield players today. Right? Why is Maddison not starting? Maddison in the last month or so has had the most goal contributions for us. 2 against Southampton, 2 against City. I think he got 1 in the Europa League, and I think he got another goal somewhere else. 5 or 6 GA, I think he's had in the last month. Son absolutely stinks. This guy absolutely reeks. Shocking penalty. But we've got injuries. I don't care. Okay, so what? Vicario, Van de Ven, and Romero out. That does not mean we can't create chances, and that does not mean we can't outscore teams. We're an attacking side, right? We're an attacking side. Yes, we've scored the most goals in the league. But look at our recent results. You can be an attacking side as much as you want. Unless you've got a balance, your team is always going to struggle. 1-0 defeat against Bournemouth. 4-3 battered at home against Chelsea. Could not beat Rangers. The Rangers today, they absolutely stink. We battered Southampton, fantastic. We nearly bottled a 3-0 lead against Man United. Conceded 6 against Liverpool. Could not break down Nottingham Forest for love nor money. It goes back further. Could not beat Roma or Fulham. That Manchester City win is great. If you go down from Galatasaray, that's 3 wins in our last 12 games. Look at our next 6. Newcastle, Everton away, Liverpool at home, Arsenal away. Get this manager out of the club. Get a new manager in ASAP, because this cannot continue. Fair play. The first Wolves goal was absolutely ridiculous. Really, really good goal from Hwang. And we responded really well. Rodrigo Bentancur from a corner, great header. After that, right, we get a penalty and we go 2-1 up at half-time, from Brennan Johnson. Kulusevski, another assist, our best player this season. forget the first half, because the first half was very even. So there's not a huge amount you can critique, right? Don't get me wrong. We missed a few chances. Solanke missed a sitter. At one point, the ball goes into the box and Bentancur and Solanke run into each other. If that's not Spursy, I don't know what Spursy is. But that second half is absolutely unacceptable. You can see you can feel the anxiety, the pressure from the crowd. They know what's coming because this group of players are fucking bottle jobs and are not good enough. And the manager can't see that a lot of these players are struggling and don't have confidence, and he will not, for love nor money, adapt and change his system. And ask yourself why your doggy gets another hamstring injury. So that's Romero, Van der Ven, Vicario, and your doggy all out with hamstring injuries. And Pedro Porro is having to play an inch with his life now, playing every single like that, no rest. Do you not think maybe the intensity of the football, maybe the high line has something to do with it? I'm not saying all of these injuries on Ange Postecoglou, but if you change things up just a tiny bit, that maybe help things out. If he actually, had a bit more of a pragmatic approach in some games, we would win a lot more games. He is honestly, and I'm not exaggerating, one of the worst tactical managers in the Premier League. There's a blueprint out there on how to beat Spurs, and as it stands right now, we are sitting 11th in the Premier League table. While I'm recording this, West Ham are playing Liverpool. If West Ham get a draw, they will go above us. Sorry, if they win, they will go above us. I don't think they will beat Liverpool, but we are 11th for a reason. At what point do Tottenham fans say enough's enough? I don't even want to talk about the game. Solanke misses sitters, Son misses chances, misses a penalty. Kulusevski's the only one alongside Maddison that can pick a pass in the final third. Brennan Johnson has one of his better games. He gets hooked off. Your doggy's going to be out now for a few weeks. I don't know what our back four is going to be going into that Newcastle game. Probably your doggy. Probably Spence, Porro, Dragusin, and Archie Gray going up against the Newcastle side that have won 3 on the bounce. Forget top 4. Right, if Newcastle win tomorrow, right, if Newcastle win tomorrow, Bournemouth will drop down to 6. We're 6 points off the top 6. It's ridiculous. 9 points, 11 points off of top 4. Just forget this season. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, play the cups, play the cups." I understand how important trophies are, and I understand we haven't won anything in so long. But at the same time, we can't just forget about league position. It's ridiculous. We're sitting here right now and we can't break down a Wolves side. I can't do this anymore. This manager has got to go. Enough's enough. 3 shots on target against Wolves and they were all in the first half. Wolves outplayed us. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, we had 2 more shots. We had the same amount of shots on target. They had more possession, better passing accuracy, and the same amount of corners. And this is a common theme. We couldn't beat Fulham at home. We lost to Ipswich at home. We can't beat Wolves at home. You look at our next 4 or 5 games, I don't think honestly, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, I do not feel confident watching Spurs at all right now. At all. Our next 6 games, other than Tamworth, because we should be absolutely smashing them to bits, I'm looking at this right now. I do not understand how anyone is confident playing any of these games. The manager, his in-game decisions, horrendous. The style of play, we've been found out on. We've been found out. We can talk about those 10 games at the start of the season as much as we want. But we are a genuinely awful football side. And we are 11th in the Premier League for a reason. Just forget about this season now. We've got Newcastle coming up. They're gonna score a minimum of 3 goals at our stadium. I guarantee you that. And if you look at it right now, we are closer to Wolves right now than we are top 4, and Wolves are just about above the relegation zone. West Ham want their manager out. They think he's absolutely horrendous. But we absolutely adore our manager, apparently. I don't understand what Tottenham fans want. I understand Daniel Levy has given him a hell of a lot of money, right? And we haven't also spent that money in the best of areas. But this squad is better than finishing 11th. This squad should not be inferior in the league to Brighton, to Fulham, to Bournemouth, to Newcastle, to Forest. They've all just got better managers. Their managers understand the Premier League. Their managers understand the task at hand. Their managers are changing things up. Our manager does not know his hand from his backside. He's absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. I'm sorry. If it's another rant, if it's another, me being negative, I apologize. But right now we're sitting here. We are going into 2025, 11th or 12th in the Premier League. At what point do we turn around and say this is unacceptable? Like, I'm sorry, but it's criminal. Our home form is the 11th best in the Premier League. Our home form, right? If you actually look at where we are in the league, this is the live Premier League table. This is the home table, right? As you can see there, it says home. If you put it onto away, we're 11th as well. So we are exactly both poor away from home and poor at home. Look at that. 7 wins in 19 games with Newcastle and Arsenal up next in the Premier League. We will lose both of those games, which means we will have 7 wins in 21, which is a 30%, 33% win rate. Brighton are better than us. Brentford will probably go above us. It's unacceptable. It's absolutely shocking. The manager's got to go. The players need to fix up. We need the January window like you would never believe. Never believe. I'll see you all soon. I'm out.